come down on the mat. Getting into this place of relaxation, letting go, finding the breath, hearing the breath, softening the whole body. Making this shift from focusing on the outside to focusing on the inside. Big, big inhales, long, slow, full. And that big exhale that you hear. And we are going to begin to move our fingers and our toes around. And we'll take the thumbs across the palms and the fingers over the thumbs as we circle our wrists, picking up our legs to circle the ankles. Resist moving anywhere else but the wrists and the ankles. Stick with one direction first, make it big. You should feel all the muscles of your feet here as the toes point towards the ceiling and downward. And then change the direction. Use this as an opportunity to move the ankles, the wrists, but to also contract your foot muscles. Okay, the feet are going down, they're wide. You feel the sides of your mat under each foot. You begin to sway your thighs slowly from side to side. And then if you like, the arms open to 90-90s, goalpost arms. And we tuck the chin in, reaching the back of the neck down into the floor. Okay, wiggle your feet so wide, they're not even on your mat anymore, they're right off the sides of the mat. And then dip both your knees in towards each other so you feel that internal rotation through the hips. And then both of our arms are going to stretch overhead. I'm going to try to push my arms into the floor here, straight through the elbows. My knees are reaching down, my arms are reaching down. Take a big breath. Okay, now bring your arms at your sides, and then let's bring our feet to touch. Our knees are still bent, and now we're going to do that sway of the legs, but it's a small little sway. From side to side, it looks like this. My feet are together. I feel one glute lift up off the floor and then the other glute. I want you to move it at this speed. So I'll count us for 20. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 more. 1, 2, 3. And nice. Okay, hold both knees. Let's squeeze the thighs into the tummy. Give ourselves a little squeeze as we rock on the low back muscles. Good job. And then bringing your legs to a 90-degree angle here, lift it up in the air, and we are going to wake up the abs with a little bird dog, sometimes it's called, but basically, I want your right hand and your right knee to push into each other, while the left leg and the left arm reach out on your inhale, don't touch the floor though, and then exhale, bring them back to touch and repeat. So it's slow, this is my in-breath. As I exhale, I tap back to the knee, and the whole time I'm doing this, my right hand and my right thigh are pressing into each other. And the slower you go, and the harder you push, the more challenging this will be. We've done this about 5 times. We're going to do 2 more. And then we're going to switch sides. And pulling that belly button into the spine the whole time. Okay, give yourself a moment. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then set it up on the other side. That left side pushes. And then you get ready. Your right leg and your right arm open. Don't touch the ground. And bring them back in. Push the left side as hard as you can. You're doing about 7 reps here, but they're very slow. Your inhale is here. Your exhale brings you together. 3. We're trying to pull the belly button in the whole time. 4. It's okay if the lower back is up off the ground a little bit. 5, but really think about hugging in that belly button. 6, and then 1 more. Whew, okay, that's nice. Let's lift a bridge. Lift a bridge with your feet far away from you though. So instead of being in like this, we're gonna push the feet down the mat. Little bend in the knees. Our shoulder blades squeeze together, open up the chest, and then lift your hips. The far away bridge. And then once we're lifted up here, you can extend those arms, okay? And we hold the hips as high as possible. Tuck your tailbone under a little bit more. Really tuck your bum under, and then really squeeze your glutes. Find the glutes here. And now lift the forefoot up and down. So your heels are driving down, your glutes are squeezing, and your forefoot's coming up and down off the floor. Let's do about 10. And breathe, don't hold your breath. Feel the ankles, feel the shins. Don't just lift your toes up and down, lift the whole forefoot, drive that heel down. That's probably a good 10, might be a few extras. Slowly bring your butt down. Nice work, everybody. Now I'm gonna sit up with a rock and roll. You can lie on your side to sit up. I want you to listen to your back. If rocking and rolling feels good, give me a few. If you want to challenge rock and roll, hold the front of your ankles. See if you can control rock and roll, holding onto the front of those ankles. Just for fun. That's so fun. I love that. Okay, swing it around. Let's come to table. And as soon as you're in table, you cat-cow your spine, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. When you're ready, take your in-breath, lift your head, lift your tail. Exhale, round. Just moving with your own breath here. Relax the belly on that inhale. And as I exhale, I'm gonna firm up through the core a little bit. Feel the belly button pull in. And again, nice big arch. Look up. And exhale, round. Okay, and then let's find ourselves in that middle place. Your left knee is going to begin to draw circles at the side of the body. You can start with any direction you want. I always start with this backwards circle. It just feels natural in my body. But we have our left knee trying to lift high and press back. You got it. You're imagining that the knee is drawing a circle. And then send the circle around the other way. Try to keep it a full circle, even in the other direction. Yep, and we're just moving our left leg, just the left leg for now. As soon as you've done that, now I want this left leg to go straight back behind you, really strong. You're pushing through your heel, tightening the glute, and the right arm will stretch straight out in front of you. We're going to slowly bring the hand and the knee to tap under the body and then extend again for 2. Let's do 7 of these, just real slow and steady. Your eyes are locked. You're trying to get the arm and the leg up nice and high. Good, we have just a few more. Beautiful, and then we lift up one more time. Keep your leg up, but put your hand down. And now this leg, this left leg, I'm going to cross it. I'm crossing my thigh behind my right thigh. I'm going to try to kick my feet out wide, and then I'm going to set my hips back. And I'm only sitting back about this far. Start to feel a little stretch there across this left hip and glute. So this is our first cross-legged position tonight. It's like cow face. If crossing your legs like this just doesn't feel natural, you hate it, then just push back into a child's pose. So just take one of these. Just sit right back on the heels, rest your head. Or keep your knees crossed. I got my left knee behind my right knee, pressing back enough that I feel a stretch in my left hip. And then whatever it is you're doing, let's come back to table. And let's do all of that on our right side. So here's our nice table. Our right knee is going to begin to draw circles at the side of the body. Let's go. Big high knee. Same direction for about 5. speed of your circles. Go the other way. Get the knee high. Keep that big full breath. My hips are fatigued here. You're feeling tired. Maybe one more, and then a big kick back with your right leg. Drive through that heel, tighten up the glute, firm your belly. Your left arm stretches forward. We're gonna pause here for a moment, check your balance, left arm forward. And then very slowly when you're ready, we bring it down and we reach it back up for 2. And nice and slow, we're doing about 7. Lock your gaze. Get the arm up nice and high. Yeah, get the leg up nice and high. Big full breath through it. Maybe you have a few more. I got one more big reach. I'm going to take my hand down. My right leg is now preparing to tuck in behind my left one. I'm going to try to kick my shins a little wider here and push the hips back. And again, if you're uncomfortable, you hate it, just take child's pose. Whatever position you've decided to take, drop your head, close the eyes, let's breathe. Feel the lower back stretch, feel the hip stretch. If you're in child's pose and your ankles are tight, you might feel your feet. Okay, and we will unravel the legs. Nice work. We're gonna take a moment. I'm bringing my knees back out nice and wide. I'm taking my hands off the side of the mat. Let's get into the upper body a little bit. So as I bend my right elbow, I'm flattening my left arm and I'm reaching my left ear to the ground. And that feels like a stretch all the way down my left arm into my bicep. I'm gonna come up and over. I'm gonna straighten the right arm and I'm gonna turn my head away from it. My right ear draws down. And then just move at your own pace here as you go one arm straight, one arm bent. And your ear is reaching down on the same side, but the arm is straight. Hopefully that makes sense. Go from side to side, move at your own pace, breathe. Okay, and then center for downward dog. Spread fingers, lift hips. Let's get up. Let's get lifted. Look through your feet. Let's pedal it out. Move around, shift your weight. Feel your calves, your Achilles. You're actively stretching out the lower leg here. Reach the outer edge of each foot towards the floor as you're reaching the heel down. If it feels good in your body to split your dog, let's send a leg up, any leg you want. It can come up straight, it can bend and open at the hip, your choice. And if you did that and you want the other leg, let's go. Switch, reach, maybe open the hip. The foot that's on the ground, you're reaching that heel down. All right, and then we are going to prepare here to take tiny steps up our mat tonight. So as I look up through my thumbs, I'm going to start taking small steps up the mat, and I'm going to see how close I can walk to my hands. When you feel stuck, you're going to walk your hands back to your feet, and then soften your knees, shake out your head, get comfortable in your first forward fold here. You could sway your body a little, but let your head really shake out, let your neck relax. And breathe. If your hands are on the floor and you want to stretch your wrists, try standing on the hands. So I've got my palms up and I'm just tucking them underneath my feet. And that feels like a nice stretch through the wrists. Always an option. Okay, and then we'll take that ragdoll, roll it up, hug your belly in, nice and firm. Take your time. Maybe give your chin a little roll across your chest here, relax the back of the neck. And then slowly we're gonna bring our head up, flip your hair out of your face, and roll your shoulders. Nice job. Maybe you're already at the top of the mat. Maybe you walk right to the top of the mat, or maybe you need to take a little step there. As soon as you step to the top of the mat, you're gonna come into, I always say Mary Poppins. I always think of her feet in the movie when I turn my toes out this way and my heels are in close. So come into this stance and then prepare to try some calf raises with your toes turned out like this and your heels very turned in. And right away I feel a balance challenge, so I'm locking my gaze. I'm maybe taking the arms out to the side. I really want the big toe to play its role here. You are anchoring the base of that big toe into the floor and you are pushing a lot of weight into the big toe. So think about that, get as high as you can, try to pause for a few seconds at the top. And now do the opposite. Let's internally rotate. Okay, so now we go into pigeon toe stance. Eyes lock, take your arms out to the side if that helps your balance. Let's try a few here. The whole hip is internally rotated. Okay, the foot is turned in. I feel like it's harder to balance here. Do your best to stay up for 2 seconds. Do your best to keep the weight in that big toe. The other thing that happens here with weak feet is your toes will claw, and you want your toes to be long and flat and pushing down. So if they're clawing on you, don't lift so high. Lift just a little less, keep them long and flat. Okay, nice work everybody. We're ready to stand on one leg. Our right foot, make it go straight and splay the toes, okay? You'll start in star pose where your left leg is lifted to the side, but instead of your toes pointing to the ceiling like this, I want your toes to actually point down. Lead with this heel and lift this leg high enough that you feel that your glute is engaged, and then big reach out through your arms. Nice, and so we're on the right foot, your eyes are locked. This might be where you stay tonight, okay? If you want to come into dancer pose, you will bend your left knee, grab this foot here, and then draw the left knee in. Stacking my left knee and hip in a line, and now I'm gonna reach my right arm to the sky as I kick my left leg back and feel a little back bend standing here. Nice big breath there. Now, if you chose to take that big dancer, can you release it and go back to where we just were, which was here? Can you get back there with control? And now all of us are gonna take our left leg and we're wrapping it behind the right, so over here. And I'm actually landing, I might wiggle over here a bit. I'm landing on the outside edge of my left foot and I'm pushing my left hip out so that I feel my IT band, I feel my glute. I'm gonna start to fold over a little bit here. I'm really trying to push the left hip out to the side. And if you want, this is where I can come to the ground, I can come to a block or the floor, and I could twist my body to the right. And I'm very much in my entire IT band along the outside of this left leg. And I'm on the outside of that left foot still, so try that if you want to. And if you twisted, let's send it back. Let's come back to the thigh. Let's come up and let's step our feet together and shake that off a little bit, kick it out. Nice job. All right, all that's coming up, standing on your left leg. Big splay in your left toes. Big posture, tuck the chin. You're coming into a star pose. My right leg sticks to the side. I'm gonna lead with my heel so I feel my glute med contract. Eyes lock. Breathe and hold. You can do this. Good, let's just give ourselves enough time. You're deciding, do I feel steady here? Am I ready to start bending my right knee? Maybe not, and that's okay. Maybe you go for that foot, grab it, draw the knee in, and then start to send the thigh back as the left arm reaches to the sky. And then you feel your rib cage opening up, you feel this back bend happening, you're respecting your lower back though, you don't have to kick too high. Breathe. And if you went for the dancer, can you send it back to the big star? Reach back to the star. All the control. And now all of us are gonna take our right leg and we're crossing it behind our left. And we're gonna land on the outer edge of the right foot. You're gonna start to push your butt to the right. This is where you start to find the stretch, and you might be done here. Or maybe you start to fold. Your hands can come to the ground, come to the block, and if you want to, you will twist yourself to the left. And I am still on the outer edge of my right foot, which has me in the outside of my calf, and all the way up the IT band. It's a crazy little stretch. Nice big breath with it, and when we start to come out, let's come out exactly the same way we came in, and come to stand. Nice job, everyone. And then you can kind of shake that off, we can kick that out, and we can do a little bit of a noodle arm, get some nice rotation here through the rib cage, relax your arms and swing them. Nice job. Okay, and then interlace your hands, your fingers. Let's try to press our palms out. Take a big reach right over the top of the head. You're looking up with this. Your hands are gonna come to the back of the head. You're pushing your hands and your head together. We'll soften our knees, and we'll see if we could take a back bend here. So we're looking up to the sky, leaning back, getting that back bend, listening to your body, and then relaxing that. Letting your arms come down. My feet are coming together. I'm standing in my mountain. Take a nice big inhale and send it up again through the arms. And a big exhale to forward fold and step back to plank. As soon as you step back to plank, drop your knees, lower your head and your chest. Stack your hands, rest your forehead on your hands, and then give your knees a bend. As you bend your knees, sway your shins. Relax and move around in the low back. If Cobra hurts your back, don't do it tonight. Take this option instead. If Cobra feels good, get those legs long, pull your hands back by your chest, and let's grow a few Cobras. Inhale up, and big exhale, lower down. Try not to shrug the shoulders into the ears here. Try to actively pull your shoulder blades down your back. You should feel back muscles kick in as shoulder blades pull down. We'll go one more. Beautiful. Let's peel off, send it to your downward dog. Take a moment in downward dog. Let's reach our heels, lift our butt bones to the sky, and feel the stretch from the hamstrings all the way down into your calves. Nice big breath. We're gonna send our left leg up first tonight. So I want your left leg to reach for the sky as high as you can get it. And then you're gonna step your left foot between your hands. We're coming into warrior one. Take your time getting here. Back foot will be flat on a 45. Right foot is flat on a 45. Left foot is forward. Hands on hip bones. Sink into your front knee and drive out just a few times, hip bones forward. Press into the outer side of that right foot as you are sinking in. We'll tuck the tail ever so slightly and send it up through the arms. Stay low in your front knee. If this is tight in your body, you can stay here and hold here. If you want to interlace your fingers, flip your palms up to the sky. We can take that big stretch through the shoulders. And I'm going to put my hands on the back of my head. I'm pushing my head and my hands into each other actively, and I'm going to see if I can take a little bit of a back bend here. So I'm lifting my chest up to the sky, pulling those elbows back. Good, and then stand up tall, straighten your front leg, open the back foot and hip, find triangle, legs are straight, left foot stayed straight. As your hands come to shoulder height, I want your back arm, your right arm to tuck behind your back. So it's that internal rotation that tucks in. Yeah, your left palm will float up towards the ceiling and we will reach back over our head. So you're in that reverse triangle. Big inhale, come back to standing, and now bend your left knee like you're moving into a warrior two, but keep this right hand where it is. Okay, and as I bend my left knee, I look down and I can see my arch. I didn't collapse that knee. And then do that one more time. Straighten the leg and reverse, go backwards. Nice big inhale, left arm reaching back. Big exhale, come up, warrior two. Sink in maybe a little lower, wiggle wider, big stretch. And then let's put our left elbow on our left thigh. Start to lean into side angle. And just as I look up to the ceiling, I'm gonna release my right arm here. I'm gonna reach it to the sky. And one more check with our right shoulder. Can it reach over your head? Can your bicep land on your ear? And now both hands are coming down to the floor for lizard. So this is where we wiggle our foot a little wide, and I'm turning my left foot out on an angle, and I'm dropping my back knee down, but that back leg is real long, okay? And if you want, you stay here, okay? You could drop down to any height on your block, and you can close the eyes and just find your breath here. And I warned everybody earlier, this is where I'm gonna move to my twisted lizard. If you're worried about your left knee, as you twist here, it's you carefully toe, heel, open that foot, and then you come onto the outer side of your right hip as you hold this. I should put that there so you can see this twisted lizard, okay? I even like to be on the outside of this left foot, like I'm opening the foot that way, and then I like to drop my right hip up and down here a little bit. That really gets into my right IT band. For some people, being on the arm or the wrist like I am here on my right side is too much. So listen to that, make sure you're comfortable. And then as I go to turn myself back forward again, I'm gonna be really careful with my knee. I'm gonna turn forward, and as we turn forward, we're all gonna come up into a kneeling 90-90. So your right knee should tuck in closer. I want your right knee under your right hip, and we will find ourselves in our classic kneeling 90-90. Tuck your tailbone under, okay? Take a big reach up with your arms, and if you want, interlace, flip palms up, hands to the back of the head, nice big breath in. And as I exhale, both elbows are gonna try to drop to the floor here. I'm not getting long in my back leg, both knees stay at 90-90, and I test myself when my elbows drop to the floor. And if they don't, and your lower back doesn't like this, support on a block. Okay, and we can rock this out, close the eyes, make a micro move forward and back. Or we can rock our left ankle and sit on our right shin. And I always make this optional because it's not for everyone's knees. So I'm gonna sit on my right shin, tuck my left foot back here, and I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to rock the ankle. I'm rocking my left knee over my left toes, bringing the heel up, and I'm putting it back down. And I'll do that just a few times. Okay, so you're not forcing this position, you're staying in 90-90 if this is not appropriate for you. Nice work. Or you're getting a humongous stretch at this left ankle with me. All right, and then we're gonna walk ourselves forward wherever it is you're finding yourself, back in tabletop and back to downward dog, please. Hips up, heels down. Take a moment here, reach the heels and breathe. If you wanna swing through to an upward facing dog with me, we'll stay on our toes. We'll swing through a plank, lower the hips, and then lift the head and the chest here. Taking a nice inhale. And then exhale, tighten up through your core, send it back, heels reach. And if that felt nice in your body, do one more time with me. Swing through a plank, lower the hips, lift the chest, inhale. And exhale, press through, nice strong core. Our right leg is gonna reach to the sky this time. Send it up as high as you can. And then step it through to warrior one. Left foot flat, 45. Hands on hip bones, turn them forward. Press into the outer edge of that back foot, sink into your front knee and drive back. Every time you sink in, feel the left hip flexors. Tuck your butt under ever so slightly. We're gonna hold here, we'll send those arms up. We can be here, holding, looking up, or interlace, press palms to the sky, reach high, or put them to the back of the head and take a little back bend as you push your head and hands together. We'll release from here, straightening our front leg, our back, hip, and foot turn open. You're in triangle pose. Your back arm, your left arm internally rotates and wraps the back. And now your right palm reaches up towards the ceiling and back over your head. Big inhale. Nice. Come out of there and into warrior two. Keep your left arm where it is. And as you're bending this right knee, wiggle wider so your knee is stacked over your ankle. Make sure you can see the inside of that arch. Let's do it again. Straighten, reverse, breathe in, reach back. Exhale up, bend the front knee, warrior two, nice and strong, stack knee over ankle. And from warrior two, start to lean forward, put your right elbow on your right thigh, and just as you lean over and look up, unravel this left arm and send it to the ceiling. And maybe drop it over the head, bicep trying to land on the ear. Feel that all the way down the left side of your torso to your waist. And now lizard, look to the floor, both hands come down. We roll onto the ball of the back foot, we wiggle our right foot wide and out on an angle. Let's settle straight on here for a moment. Maybe supported, back leg is long and lizard. Nice big full breath, let your head relax down. If twisting here is safe in your knee, then carefully get supported here on this left hand. I'm going to toe heel my right foot down the mat as it turns to the side, and I'm coming onto the outer edge of my left foot, bringing this left hip up and down a little bit. Okay, so if we're twisted, maybe you want to roll to the outer side of the right foot, maybe push that right knee towards the back of the room. That might be a big stretch in that right hip. And if coming up and down on this left leg deepens the stretch in your IT band, then play with that. This is huge in the waist and the QL as well here. Okay, and I'm going to think about undoing this safely and carefully. We are all going to be finding ourselves in kneeling 90-90, so take your time. And just know, now your left knee should be stacked under your left hip. You'll take that moment here to tuck your tailbone under so you can feel here. You'll send it up in the arms or interlace the fingers, flip those palms or hands to the head. Take that little back bend. Okay, and now we drop our elbows down towards the floor, keeping nice square hips, and see if those elbows can reach down to the floor or your block. Hang your head, make that little rock forward and back. Breathe through your nose. And if you want to stay here, this is where you stay. And if sitting on your left shin is okay in your left knee, we're going to tuck the right foot way back, and we are going to rock our right heel up and down with our right knee over the toes. Hopefully feeling that deep, deep in your right ankle and through the front here of this left shin and knee. And we breathe. Okay, we rock forward, so we are all in table. And then from table, we're gonna do either dolphins or plank. And so let me show you the option here. Interlace these hands, elbows in tight. See how close together my elbows are? Option to be a plank from the knees, hold tight, strong. Option to be a plank from the toes. If you wanna go upside down in dolphin, we're gonna do this. We'll walk our feet in, look at our feet, point the bum towards the ceiling, and then I want you to play with, lightly tap your head in your palms, and then press your ears through your biceps here, through your elbows. And then repeat that. I'm gonna tap my head into my palms lightly and press my head through my biceps. Okay, so if that's fun for you, let's do 7. And if that's not fun, hold your plank, hold it strong. Let's go. 1. 7's our lucky number tonight. 2. 3. What's really cool is when you tap your head in your palms, you're on your tiptoes. 4. When you push your head through your arms, your heels reach down. 5. 6. Let's do one more. And at 7, all the dolphins walk to planks, and we all drop our hips to sphinx. That was so awesome. And then we push our elbows forward a little, and we cross the forearms like so. And then we're gonna take a moment in the neck. So your chin will tuck right in, and let's do some head rolls where you go ear to shoulder, one side, slowly roll your chin across your chest, ear to shoulder on the other side. If you need to hold anywhere, hold, and if just rolling and moving feels nice, let's do that a few times. Okay, and then getting that head straight and kicking your arms right off the side of the mat. Let's bring them here and let's lift your arms up. So we are all in this T position, okay? My wrist is in line with my shoulder. I'm gonna roll on my left arm, on my left side, try to drop my left ear, and then step my right foot back behind me a little bit here. And then just give yourself a moment, close your eyes and breathe. Now if this feels like a very deep stretch in your body, you stay here, okay? If you wanna make this deeper, then we'll roll on the tummy just a little bit. I'm gonna look at my left arm, I'm gonna bend my left elbow so it's a 90-degree angle, and I'm gonna reopen on it. I'm gonna see if I can drop my armpit, drop my ear, and now that elbow's bent at 90, it's like a goalpost arm, and that might feel like a deeper stretch in your body. And then we're gonna let it go, and we're gonna do the exact same thing on the right side. So start with the arm kicked straight at your side, wrist in line with shoulder, armpit down, ear down, left foot steps back. Close down the eyes, breathe here. Okay, and again, if you feel like, oh, this is pretty open, I need a deeper stretch, you roll on your tummy. Watch your right arm bend, okay? Make sure your wrist is over the elbow now. You got a 90-degree angle there. And then see if you can drop the armpit, drop the ear, and then just notice any subtle differences with this position. Ooh, I definitely feel that on my right side. Close your eyes, breathe through your nose, relax, let go of tension. Okay, that is such a crazy stretch across the shoulders and chest. We're coming on the tummy. We're gonna put our fists together in our lower back, okay? I am gonna let my chin come down to the floor. If that's comfortable in your body, let's drop the chin down. And now with your knuckles touching in your low back, can your elbows touch the floor and can your elbows lift up? So it's like we have these chicken wings and we're reaching the wings down to the ground, knuckles still touch, and then lift the wings up a little bit. Super awkward. Awesome for the shoulders. Good. Next time that your elbows lift up, your knuckles are touching, bring your chest up, your chin up, and then squeeze your glutes and let's float both legs up. So we're in this lifted position. I always like to tuck my chin in here so the neck doesn't feel kinked. And then slowly release your arms from your lower back and just reach them either back here or out to the sides a little bit. And then you're holding here, option to hold here, option to bend your knees and reach for your feet. So if that bow feels nice in your body, go for it. We have reached for our feet once already today, so maybe that feels doable. Let's take one more big breath, whatever position you're in. Big inhale, lift. And a big exhale lets you drop down. And you'll give yourself a moment on the floor here, just relax. And when you're ready to press back to a child's pose, let's drag our hands along our sides and push ourselves off of the floor. We'll go knees together, press back to those heels, take the child's, let your forehead reach down. Okay, and then we're coming to sit. And as soon as we sit, we're going into a wide straddle. So we will sit and we will get our legs as wide apart as possible. Nice, and then maybe you can do a little lift. Try to get a little wider, just a little bit. Okay, we'll pop up on our fingertips, lift the chest. Notice if your legs are straight, can your toes be up? And if this is so tight, just stay here, close your eyes, breathe through your nose. Okay, if you have so much flexibility in straddle, then I'm gonna make you do this one more time. This interlace, this big reach, and maybe a back bend here. Nice. And then I'm gonna let that go, and I'm gonna lean back on my hands. I'm gonna bend my left knee here, and then I'm going to internally rotate my hip, try to drop that left knee down, and then press this left knee nice and wide. Okay, so let's see what happens in your body as you internally rotate. And then just notice it, push wide, I draw back in. Every time I draw back in, I'm leaning my weight more on my right side, but I still have my left glute on the floor. So just notice how far away from the floor does your left hip have to lift to allow the knee to fall in. Okay, and then if you want to just stay supported and just move with this a little bit, keep doing that. If it feels nice, you drop it down and then you feel okay and you want to sit up tall with me, then try that. And then if you want to try leaning to your right, you're going to see if you can pick up this left leg, and it's very hard to stabilize here actually. It's like the body wants to fall and the hip wants to cramp. Option to try that. I know I just made that sound like a good time. And then I'm going to relax down, lift that knee, kick it out. Let's do that on the right side, same exact thing. Pull the heel in, you can lift your bum up, start to play with external, internal, external. And as you relax your hip, can you do this and keep your right glute on the ground? Okay, and if things are so uncomfortable, stay here, supported and moving. If you want to hold still, hold still. Take a breather, maybe this is enough. Maybe you're just gonna stay like this. Or maybe you're gonna tip over to the left and you're gonna see if, hey, can I float my right leg and hold my balance and not fall over and not get a terrible cramp? And breathe and put it down. And then up and kick it out. Nice job, everybody. Bring your legs in. We've run out of time again. I had more I wanted to do, but that's okay. We're gonna bring ourselves down onto the floor. We'll bring ourselves into our long line stretch as we come down here. Make sure your head's on the mat. And then just do one of these. Straight legs and straight arms. Rib cage in, toes point down, arms press down. Take some deep breaths here. Squish your whole body into the mat. Slowly bring those arms along your sides now, and then bend your knees. So I'm gonna cross my right leg over my left, okay? And I'm gonna use this right leg to pull my left leg over to the right for a lying twist. And my arm will look out to the left, my left arm stretched out. So this is us in our final cross leg position. And I hope that this makes sense. It's your right leg pulling your left leg over, and I really feel this across the front actually of my left hip here.
You're looking to the left, you're trying to drop that left shoulder blade down. Take a nice big deep breath with that. Okay, and then as we roll on our back, we'll just do the opposite. So my left leg now will cross over my right, and it is my left leg that's pulling my right leg to the left. And you are looking out to your right arm. And maybe you also feel this across the front of the hip. Imagine that this right shoulder blade is dropping down to the floor. You're turning your head to the right. And nice big breath. Amazing. And then as you come onto your back, you're just going to grab hold of the knees. Give yourself a squeeze. As we rock a little bit on the lower back, maybe this is enough for tonight. Or maybe you're going to move to a happy baby, where you reach down for the feet, the ankles, and you start to reach those knees down towards the floor. Nice work tonight, everyone. If you want to play with the bow and arrow here, one leg straight, one leg bent, play with that. If there's anything else you love, plows and shoulder stands or wheels or anything, you add on here. And if you just feel ready to land where we started, approximately 45 minutes ago, then we will get there. We will go there now. So extend, take space between the legs, flip those palms again, shake out any tension through your neck. Shut down the eyes. And let's give ourselves a minute or two to settle, to breathe, and to practice